Hello students, this video is for class 9 NCERT. In this video we are going to discuss the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life. Topics to be covered in this video are Introduction to Cell, Discovery of Cell, Unicellular and Multicellular Organisms, Various cells from human body, Plasma membrane, Diffusion and Osmosis, Hypertonic, isotonic and hypotonic solution. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Means the bodies of living organisms are made up of microscopic units called cells. The word cell is derived from the Latin word cellula, which means a little room. An English scientist, Robert Hooke, in 1665 discovered and named the cells while examining a thin slice of bottle cork under a primitive microscope made by him. Hooke observed cork's honeycombed or porous structure. If you prepare a temporary mound of peels of onions of different sizes, you will observe they all have similar small structures. These small microscopic structures that you see in the onion peel are the basic building units of onion bulb. These structures are called as cells. Not only onion but all organisms that you see around are made up of cells. Organisms like amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena are called as unicellular organisms as they consist of single cells that are capable of independent self-replication. Next type is multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms such as most plants and animals are composed of a collection of cells that function in a coordinated manner with different cells specialized to perform a particular task. The basic shape of eukaryotic cell is spherical, but the shape of the cell is ultimately determined by the specific functions of the cell. Some cells like amoeba have changing shapes. Cells may have a diverse shapes such as polyhedral, spherical. Example is eggs of many animals. Then spindle shaped, that is seen in smooth muscle fibers. Elongated, example is nerve cells. Branched or discoid structures. Discoid cells are seen in RBC, red blood corpuscles. If we study a cell under a microscope, we would come across three features in almost every cell: plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. All activities inside the cell and interactions of the cell with its environment are possible due to these features. Plasma membrane is a living, thin, delicate, elastic, selectively permeable membrane. It is about 7 nm, that is 70 angstrom thick. Plasma membrane permits the entry and exit of some materials in the cells. It also prevents movement of some other materials. Therefore, the plasma membrane is called as a selectively permeable membrane. Studies on function of plasma membrane have shown that it performs certain physical activities such as diffusion and osmosis for the intake of some substances. Besides them, certain biological or physiological activities such as active transport and endocytosis are also performed by the plasma membrane. Next we can discuss diffusion. Some substances or molecules such as carbon dioxide, oxygen and water can move across the plasma membrane by a process called diffusion. These substances are of very small size, so it diffuses readily through the phospholipid bilayer of the plasma membrane. Thus, diffusion is the spontaneous movement of molecules from a region of high concentration to one of lower concentration, leading finally to uniform concentration. Some gas such as carbon dioxide, which is the end product of respiration, gets accumulated in high concentration inside the cell. While in the external environment of cell, the concentration of carbon dioxide is low as compared to inside of the cell. As soon as there is a difference of concentration of carbon dioxide between inside and outside of a cell, carbon dioxide moves out of the cell, that is from region of its high concentration to region of low concentration by the process of diffusion. In a similar way, oxygen enters the cell by the process of diffusion when the level or concentration of oxygen inside the cell decreases. Next we can discuss the process osmosis. The spontaneous movement of water molecules through a selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis. It is the passage of water from a region of high water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of low water concentrations. So, osmosis is a pure mechanical diffusion process by which cells absorb water without spending any amount of energy. Let us see what will happen if you put an animal cell, example red blood cells or RBCs or plant cells, into a solution of sugar or salt prepared in water. If the medium surrounding the cell has a higher water concentration than the cell, that is, if solution is a very dilute solution, the cell will gain water by osmosis. Such a dilute solution is called hypotonic solution. In this case, water molecules are free to pass across the plasma membrane in both directions, but more water will come into the cell than will leave. The net result is that the water enters the cell. In such a situation, cell is likely swell up, that is, become inflated or turgid. If the medium surrounding the cell is exactly the same water concentration as the cell, there will be no net movement of water across the plasma membrane. Such a solution is called isotonic solution. In this case, water crosses the plasma membrane in both directions, but the amount of going in is the same as the amount going out. So, there is no overall movement of water. In such a situation, the cell will stay in the same size. If the medium has a lower concentration of water than the cell, that is, if it is very concentrated solution, the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a concentrated solution is called hypertonic solution. In this case too, water crosses the plasma membrane in both directions, but this time more water leaves the cell than enter it. Therefore, the cell will shrink. In this situation, plant cell is said to be plasmolysed and animal cell, example RBC, it is said to be crenated.